This was intermolecular forces. We started last class basically. There are three types of intermolecular force: dipole force, dipole induced dipole, and hydrogen bonding. The last we were discussing the hydrogen bond. When hydrogen forming a bond with more electronegative elements such as oxygen, nitrogen, or fluorine, it appeared that hydrogen almost lost its electron to the more electronegative element. So the hydrogen is attracted towards another molecule lone pair, and this attraction is known as hydrogen bond, and the bond angle is always 180 degrees. Now, as you can see in this one, you can see we have elements like hydrides. We have group 6 hydrides. We have group 7 hydrides. Group 4 hydride is also there. Like we are comparing the hydrides of the group. We have group 4 hydride. We have group 5 hydride. We have group 6 hydride. And we have group 7 hydrides. So we'll compare this trend. Why? Like first we are comparing group 6 hydrides. So what are the group 6 hydride? Hydride means a compound which contain hydrogen or refers to hydride. So what are group 6 hydrides? As we go down the group, hydrogen is there, below hydrogen it is sulfur, and below sulfur it is selenium. So we have H2O, H2S, H2Se, and H2Te. So what we observe, the boiling point, the trend in the boiling point. So first hydrogen is having the higher boiling point, then moving from hydrogen to sulfur, like hydride of sulfur, the boiling point decrease, and then moving from sulfur to selenium, the boiling point is increasing. What is the reason why it happened? Why the trend? First, initially the hydrogen, uh, like the boiling point in water H2O is higher compared to any other compound in the same group elements, and then from this H2O to H2S, why there's a decrease, and then from H2S selenium, why there's an increase. So what is the reason? First, in case of water, in the structure, what we have, because in case of water, there is a hydrogen bond. Like you have hydrogen forming a bond with oxygen. Oxygen is more electronegative. Bond is formed in three cases: when hydrogen form a bond with oxygen, hydrogen form a bond with nitrogen, or hydrogen form a bond with fluorine. So there are lone pairs on oxygen, and this is another molecule with a lone pair. So what happened? There's a partial negative, partial positive, partial negative, partial positive. So oxygen is more electronegative. So bond pair, what it appeared? It appeared that the bond pair is almost shifted towards oxygen. As the bond pair is almost shifted towards oxygen, the hydrogen which is present in the molecule is attracted towards the lone pair of another molecule, and this will result in a hydrogen bond. And I told you hydrogen bonds are stronger. There are other bonds. There are dipole forces and dipole induced dipole forces, but in this case the hydrogen bond is the strongest bond. That is why if the bond between the molecule is stronger, then what happened to the boiling point or melting point? It will increase. So stronger bond is there, hydrogen bond is there. That's why the water is having the highest boiling point. But from moving from water to hydrogen sulfide, the boiling point decreases. Why there is a decrease moving from water to hydrogen sulfide? Because in hydrogen sulfide, and keep in mind as we go down the group like hydrogen, sulfur, selenium, as we go down the group, the electronegativity decreases because the distance between the nucleus and the last shell electron is more. So nucleus cannot attract the electron with a stronger force, so electronegativity decrease. So what happened? The similar structure, but there will be partial positive, negative, partial positive, negative. But this hydrogen is not attracted towards the lone pair. There is an attraction between the positive and negative center. That is called a dipole force. So there will be dipole force, and dipole force is weaker here. Why it is weaker? Because electronegativity of sulfur is smaller as compared to that of oxygen. And there's also another force which is called dipole induced dipole force, but that is also weaker because few electrons. As it moved to selenium, hydrogen selenide. So hydrogen selenide, because selenium electronegativity is smaller as compared to sulfur or oxygen. So the partial positive and negative will be there, but small. But what else will be there? Because when two molecules collide with each other, they create momentarily it will create partial positive and negative, and this is known as dipole induced dipole force. And dipole induced dipole force increases as the number of the electron increases. So you can see hydrogen selenide, the boiling point is higher. So why hydrogen selenide boiling point is higher? Because it has more electrons and it has greater or stronger dipole induced dipole force. Why dipole induced dipole force was weaker in hydrogen sulfide? Because it was having few electrons or less electrons. Is it clear? The trend moving from, like, water was having a hydrogen bond, then moving from water to hydrogen sulfide, because sulfur is less electronegative, so there will be dipoles but weaker force. Moving from hydrogen sulfide to hydrogen selenide, selenium, even though it is less electronegative, but it has more electrons, so greater the number of electrons, greater the dipole induced dipole force. That is why the boiling point will be higher. And moving from hydrogen selenide H2SE to H2TE, what we'll observe again increases. So which one is a stronger force? Dipole induced dipole force. And why it is higher? Because this will have more electron than compared to Se. Is it clear, this part? The trend in the boiling points? You have to learn this graph, the table, and the trend as well. Is it clear? Same thing, like when we check group 7, so when we check group 7, the same trend, like hydrogen fluoride. Hydrogen fluoride is there, then hydrogen chloride is there, then hydrogen bromide is there, and then hydrogen iodide. Hydrogen fluoride will have the higher boiling point. Moving from hydrogen fluoride to hydrogen chloride, what happened to boiling point? It decreases. And moving from hydrogen chloride to hydrogen bromide and iodide, it increases. What is the reason? What kind of strong force will be there in hydrogen fluoride? It will be hydrogen bond. What is the force here? It will be dipole-dipole. What is the force here? That will be dipole, induce, dipole. What is the force? Stronger force will be there. Dipole, induce, dipole. And why the dipole-induced dipole force in hydrogen iodide is stronger as compared to hydrogen bromide? Because hydrogen iodide contain more electrons. So when you have hydrogen fluoride, fluorine is more electronegative, so electron pair which is shared between hydrogen and fluorine is almost shifted towards fluorine, which create partial positive and negative. There will be attraction, and that attraction is called hydrogen bond. I'm writing Hb. But in hydrogen chloride, HCl, partial positive, negative, partial positive, negative. So dipoles are there, permanent dipole called dipole force. But in hydrogen bromide, because bromine is less electronegative, so they don't have permanent dipoles, not the effective one. So when the molecule collide, it create a shifting or the distribution like partial positive, negative, and this shifting will be more as there are more electrons. So in case of hydrogen iodide, the dipole induced dipole force will take the effect and it increases the boiling point. That's why you can see first hydrogen fluoride, then hydrogen chloride, then hydrogen bromide and hydrogen iodide. Same thing happen. The similar pattern you can see in case of group 5 hydrides, which include ammonia, then phosphorus hydride, then arsenic is there. So what we observe the trend from NH3 to pH3, what we observe the boiling point, it decreases. And from pH3 to SbH3, what we observe it increases. What is the reason? Because here we have hydrogen bond, which is stronger. Here we have dipole-dipole force. Hydrogen bonds are stronger than dipole-dipole. That's why NH3 boiling point is higher. Then there is dipole-induced dipole force. And because more electrons, so dipole-induced dipole force increases with number of electrons. That's why this will have higher boiling point than pH3. And then dipole-induced dipole force increases as the number of electron increase. So in comparison, the last one will have the highest boiling point. But why it does not happen for group 4? This was for group 5 hydrides. But why it does not happen for group 4? Group 4, they don't have hydrogen bond, because hydrogen bond is only possible. The hydrogen bond is only possible when hydrogen forming a bond with more electronegative elements such as oxygen, fluorine, or nitrogen. So the first one, they have dipole-dipole or dipole-induced dipole forces, basically main, and dipole-induced dipole force increases as the number of electron increases. So that's why you can see for CH4 having a low boiling point compared to SiH4. SiH4 having a low boiling point than GeH4. And GeH4 is having a low boiling point as compared to SnH4. Reason for that, they have dipole-induced dipole forces, and these forces increases as the number of the electron within the structure increases. Is it clear? The trends in the boiling point for the hydrides of group 6, group 7, group 5, and group 4. Any doubt in this? Any question or a doubt? So this was about the intermolecular forces. The parts are also there, are still will continue this intermolecular forces next class. The topic is not complete. We'll continue next class. So I will end the session and share the recording with you.